Grandpa will pardon me before you finish that sentence. Those words hang in the air like poison. The courtroom goes dead silent. Every person stops breathing for a second. Judge Frank Caprio looks up from his papers. His eyes lock onto the young woman standing before him. She's smiling. Not a nervous smile. Not a polite smile. A smile that says she knows something nobody else does. This is Providence Municipal Court. It's a Tuesday morning in September. The room smells like old wood and coffee. Sunlight streams through tall windows. About 40 people sit in the gallery. They came to watch justice happen. They're about to see something they'll never forget. If you believe that nobody should be above the law, no matter who their family is, you'll want to see what happens next. The defendant's name is Sienna Blackwell. She's 22 years old. Her grandfather is Governor Richard Blackwell. He's been governor for 6 years. He's up for re-election in 2 months. Sienna knows this. Everyone knows this. She stands at the defendant's table wearing a cream-colored Chanel blazer. It probably cost $4,000. Her nails are perfect. Long and painted pearl white. A Cartier Love bracelet circles her wrist. 18-karat gold. $10,000. Her blonde hair is styled in perfect waves. She looks like she's going to brunch, not court. Next to her stands her lawyer. His name is Robert Chen. He's 45 and looks tired. He's wearing a gray suit. His tie is slightly crooked. He keeps adjusting his glasses. He knows what's coming. He tried to talk to Sienna before court started. She wouldn't listen. Across the aisle sits the victim. Her name is Patricia Gomez. She's 53 years old. She works as a school bus driver. That's for 28 years. Every morning she wakes up at 4:30. She drives Route 47. 43 kids depend on her. Elementary school kids. The youngest is 5. The oldest is 11. Patricia is wearing her bus driver uniform. Navy blue pants. Light blue shirt with a patch that says Providence School District. Her hands rest in her lap. They're shaking slightly. She worked a full shift this morning. She'll work another one this afternoon. She took her lunch break to be here. She can't afford to miss work. 6 weeks ago, Sienna Blackwell was driving her Range Rover. White, brand new. $85,000. She was going down Broad Street. It was 7:15 in the morning. School zone. The speed limit was 15 miles per hour. Signs everywhere. Yellow lights flashing. Kids were crossing the street. Sienna was going 53 miles per hour. Patricia's school bus was stopped. Red lights flashing. Stop sign extended. 8 kids were crossing in front of the bus. 3rd graders. Backpacks bigger than their bodies. Lunchboxes in their hands. Sienna blew past the stopped bus. By law, you have to stop. Both directions. When a school bus has its lights flashing and stop sign out, you stop. No exceptions. It's not a suggestion. It's the law. Kids' lives depend on it. Sienna didn't even slow down. One of the kids froze in the middle of the road. A little girl named Emma, 7 years old. She saw the white Range Rover coming. She couldn't move. Her body locked up with fear. Patricia saw it happening. She jumped out of the bus. She ran into the street. She grabbed Emma. She pulled her back. The Range Rover missed them by 3 feet, maybe less. Patricia felt the wind from the car. Emma was crying. The other kids were screaming. Parents on the sidewalk were shouting. Someone called 911. 3 people got the license plate. Sienna kept driving. She didn't stop. She didn't even tap her brakes. She turned right at the next corner and disappeared. 20 minutes later, police showed up at her apartment. Downtown Providence, luxury building, 23rd floor. Her apartment has floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city. It costs $6,000 a month. Her grandfather pays for it. The police knocked. Sienna answered. She was drinking a green smoothie. Kale and spirulina. She was still in her workout clothes. Lululemon, the expensive kind. "Can I help you?" she asked. "Ma'am, we need to talk to you about an incident this morning." "What incident?" "You were driving a white Range Rover. License plate RBG 4472. "That's my car." "You passed a stopped school bus on Broad Street. You almost hit several children." Sienna took a sip of her smoothie. "I don't remember that." "Ma'am, we have 3 witnesses. We have video from the bus camera. We have your license plate. Okay, so what? The officer blinked. Ma'am, you committed a serious traffic violation. You endangered children. Sienna set down her smoothie. She pulled out her phone. Do you know who I am? Ma'am? My grandfather is Governor Blackwell. This is ridiculous. I have places to be. Ma'am, I'm going to need you to come down to the station. No. Ma'am, this isn't optional. Sienna scrolled through her phone. I'm texting my lawyer and my grandfather. You guys are going to regret this. She did text her grandfather. She sent him 3 messages. The police have them now. They're evidence. Message 1. Cops are harassing me about nothing. Fix this. Message 2. They're saying I passed a school bus. I don't even remember seeing one. Message 3. Just tell them to drop it. I have brunch at 11. The governor didn't respond for 2 hours. When he did, his message was short. Get a lawyer. Do what they say. We'll talk later. Sienna was furious. She couldn't believe her grandfather wasn't handling it immediately. She posted on Instagram a story. It said, being harassed by cops for literally nothing. Justice system is a joke. She included a selfie. She's rolling her eyes in it. The post got 1,500 views before her lawyer made her delete it. Now it's 6 weeks later. Sienna has to appear in court. She fought it. Her lawyer filed motions, tried to get it dismissed, tried to reduce it to a simple fine, tried everything. Nothing worked. The evidence is too strong. Bus camera footage, 3 witness statements, police body camera, Sienna's own text messages, her deleted Instagram post that people screenshotted. So here she is, standing in Judge Frank Caprio's courtroom, wearing designer clothes, checking her Apple Watch, acting like this is beneath her. Judge Caprio is 78 years old. He's been a judge for 43 years. He's seen everything. Drunk drivers, drug dealers, domestic violence cases, embezzlers, murderers. He's heard every excuse, every lie, every desperate plea. He's known for being fair. Tough but fair. He listens. He gives people chances. If you're respectful and honest, he works with you. If you're struggling financially, he reduces fines. If you made a genuine mistake, he shows mercy. But if you're disrespectful, if you think you're special, if you act like the rules don't apply to you, that's different. Judge Caprio looks at Sienna. Ms. Blackwell, do you understand why you're here today? Sienna sighs, like he just asked the most annoying question in the world. Something about a school bus. Something about a school bus, Judge Caprio repeats. His voice is calm. Can you be more specific? Not really. It was like 6 weeks ago. I barely remember it. You barely remember almost hitting 8 children. I didn't almost hit anyone. I drive perfectly fine. A woman in the 3rd row gasps. A man next to her shakes his head. The bailiff, Officer Marcus Reed, shifts his weight. His hand moves slightly closer to his handcuffs. Judge Caprio picks up a paper. Let me refresh your memory. September 18th, 7:15 a.m. Broad Street. You were driving 53 miles per hour in a 15-mile-per-hour school zone. That's not accurate, Sienna says. You passed a stopped school bus with flashing lights and an extended stop sign. I don't think the lights were flashing. 8 children were crossing the street. You missed 1 child by less than 3 feet. That's an exaggeration. Judge Caprio looks up. His eyes are sharp. Ms. Blackwell, I have video evidence. Video can be edited, Sienna says. The courtroom erupts. People start talking at once. Someone says, "Are you kidding me?" Someone else says, "This girl is unbelievable." Judge Caprio holds up his hand. Order. The room quiets down, but the tension is thick. You could cut it with a knife. Ms. Blackwell, are you suggesting that the school bus camera footage was edited? I'm saying I don't trust it. Her lawyer touches her arm. Sienna, please, he whispers. She pulls her arm away. What? I'm just being honest. Judge Caprio leans back in his chair. Let me be clear. 3 witnesses saw you. The bus driver jumped into the street to save a child from your vehicle. Police have your license plate. They have your car. They have your admission that you were driving, and you're claiming this is all made up? I'm claiming it's blown out of proportion. Yes, a 7-year-old girl almost died. But she didn't. So what's the big deal? The courtroom explodes again. A man in the back row stands up. His face is red. Are you serious right now? He shouts. Officer Reed moves forward. Sir, sit down, please. The man sits, but his hands are clenched. He's furious. Patricia Gomez is sitting very still. Tears run down her face. She's trying to be quiet, trying to be professional, but she's shaking. She remembers Emma's face, the little girl's eyes wide with terror, the feeling of grabbing her tiny body, the sound of the Range Rover's engine roaring past. Judge Caprio sees Patricia. Ms. Gomez, would you like to speak? Patricia stands. She wipes her eyes. Yes, Your Honor, if that's okay. Please, tell us what happened that morning. Patricia takes a deep breath. Her voice is quiet at first. I've been a school bus driver for 28 years. I've driven Route 47 for 15 years. I know every stop. I know every kid. I know their parents. I know which kids need help with their backpacks, which ones need reminders to look both ways. She pauses, swallows hard. That morning was normal. We got to the Broad Street stop at 7:14. 8 kids needed to cross. I put on my lights, extended my stop sign, watched both directions like always. The kids started crossing. Everything was fine. Her voice breaks a little. Then I saw the white car. It was coming fast. Too fast. I knew it wasn't going to stop. I could just tell. Emma was in the middle of the road. She froze. She does that sometimes when she's scared, so I ran. I didn't think. I just ran. I grabbed her. I pulled her back. We fell on the ground by the bus. The car went past us. So close. So loud. Emma was screaming. All the kids were crying. Parents were running into the street. Patricia looks at Sienna now. That little girl has nightmares now. Her mother told me. Emma won't sleep alone anymore. She wakes up screaming about a white car. She's 7 years old. Sienna is looking at her phone. She's actually looking at her phone while Patricia talks. Judge Caprio sees it. Ms. Blackwell, put your phone away. I'm almost done, Sienna says. Her thumb keeps scrolling. I said put it away. Now. Okay, relax. Sienna drops her phone in her purse. Happy? Do I look happy, Ms. Blackwell? I don't know. Am I supposed to care? The room goes silent again. This is a different kind of silence. This is the silence before a storm. Judge Caprio's face doesn't change, but something shifts. Everyone can feel it. Officer Reed stands up straighter. The court clerk, Sarah Martinez, stops typing. She's staring at Sienna with her mouth slightly open. What did you just say? Judge Caprio asks. His voice is very quiet. I asked if I'm supposed to care how you look. Do you care how Ms. Gomez feels? Not really. I don't know her. Do you care that a child almost died? But she didn't die. Why does everyone keep saying that? She's fine. She has nightmares. Sienna shrugs. Kids are dramatic. She'll get over it. Patricia makes a sound, like someone punched her in the stomach. A woman next to her puts an arm around her shoulders. Judge Caprio closes his eyes for a moment. When he opens them, they're hard. Ms. Blackwell, do you feel any responsibility for what happened? No, it was an accident. An accident implies it was unintentional, but you feel bad about it. Fine. Then it was a mistake. Do you feel remorse? For what? For almost killing 8 children. Oh my God, this again. I didn't almost kill anyone. You people are so dramatic. Her lawyer stands up. Your Honor, may I have a moment with my client? Sit down, Mr. Chen. Your Honor, please. I said sit down. Robert Chen sits. He knows what's happening. He's seen it before. Not this bad, but he's seen it. When defendants dig their own graves. Judge Caprio picks up another paper. Ms. Blackwell, let me read you something. These are text messages from your phone. Messages you sent after the police came to your apartment. You can't read my private messages. They were submitted as evidence. You sent 3 messages to someone listed in your phone as Grandpa. That's Governor Blackwell. Correct? Sienna's face changes, just slightly. A flicker of concern. So? Message 1. Cops are harassing me about nothing. Fix this. I was upset. Message 2. They're saying I passed a school bus. I don't even remember seeing one. I was confused. Message 3. Just tell them to drop it. I have brunch at 11. The courtroom reacts. Someone laughs. It's not a happy laugh. It's a disbelieving laugh. Judge Caprio continues. You asked the governor to fix this and drop it. Can you explain what you meant? I meant I wanted him to tell me what to do. That's not what it sounds like. Well, that's what I meant. It sounds like you wanted him to make this go away. So what if I did? That's what family is for. Family is not for interfering with the justice system. Sienna rolls her eyes, actually rolls her eyes at the judge. Please. Everyone does it. At least I'm honest about it. Judge Caprio sets down the paper. Ms. Blackwell, did your grandfather try to make this case go away? Not as much as he should have. What does that mean? It means he could have done more. He has connections. He just doesn't want bad press right now because of the election. So you believe he should have interfered? Yes, obviously. The court clerk stops breathing. A lawyer in the back row drops his briefcase. The sound echoes. Judge Caprio writes something down. Ms. Blackwell, do you think your grandfather's position makes you special? It makes me connected, which is basically the same thing. Do you think the rules apply to you? Different rules apply to different people. That's just reality. That's not how the law works. Maybe that's not how it's supposed to work, but that's how it actually works. Judge Caprio leans forward. Help me understand something. You almost killed 8 children. You fled the scene. You texted your grandfather to fix it. You showed no remorse. And you think you shouldn't face consequences because of who your grandfather is. I think I'm being treated unfairly because of who my grandfather is. If I was nobody, this would be a fine. Maybe traffic school. But because I'm related to the governor, everyone's trying to make an example of me. You're being treated exactly like anyone else would be. That's a lie. Excuse me? If I was some random poor person, you'd probably feel sorry for me. But because I have money, because I have connections, you're being extra hard on me. Judge Caprio's eyebrows go up. You think I'm being too hard on you? Yes. Ms. Blackwell, you almost killed 8 children. That's an exaggeration and you know it. You were going 53 in a 15. Speed limits are suggestions. They're laws? Same thing. They're not the same thing at all. Sienna sighs dramatically. She checks her watch. A rose gold Apple Watch. Limited edition. $2,000. Look, can we wrap this up? I have a hair appointment at 2. The courtroom erupts. People are yelling. Someone stands up. Officer Reed raises his voice. Order. Everyone sit down. Judge Caprio doesn't yell. He doesn't raise his voice. He just sits there, watching Sienna, studying her. When the room finally quiets, he speaks. Ms. Blackwell, I want to give you one more chance, one opportunity to show me that you understand the seriousness of this situation. Do you have anything you'd like to say to Ms. Gomez? Patricia looks up. Hope flickers in her eyes. Maybe this girl will apologize. Maybe she'll show she's human. Sienna looks at Patricia for the first time. Really looks at her. She takes in the uniform. The tear-stained face. The shaking hands. I guess I'm sorry you had to come here, Sienna says. That's annoying for you. Having to take time off work and everything. Patricia's face falls. That's not an apology. That's not even close. That's it? Judge Caprio asks. That's your apology? What else do you want me to say? How about that you're sorry for almost hitting her and the children in her care? But I didn't hit them. How about that you're grateful she saved that little girl's life? I mean, sure. Good for her, I guess. Good for her? Yeah, she did her job. Her job is to drive the bus, not to run into traffic and save children from reckless drivers. Potato, potato. A man in the gallery shouts, "This is unbelievable." A woman says, "What is wrong with her?" Officer Reed steps forward. That's enough from the gallery. One more outburst and I'm clearing the room. Judge Caprio writes more notes. His face is unreadable now. He's in judge mode. Full focus. Ms. Blackwell, I'm going to review some additional evidence now. This is body camera footage from Officer James Sullivan. He was first on the scene after this incident. Let's watch. A screen on the side wall lights up. Everyone turns to look. The footage starts. You can see the school bus. Lights still flashing. Kids are clustered around Patricia. She's kneeling on the ground with Emma. The little girl is sobbing. Patricia is holding her, saying, "It's okay, baby. You're okay. I've got you." Other kids are crying. Parents are running up. Someone's calling 911. You can hear the panic in their voices. The camera turns. You see tire marks on the road. Black streaks where Sienna slammed on her brakes at the last second. She was going so fast the rubber burned. Officer Sullivan talks to witnesses. An older man says she didn't even slow down. "I thought those kids were dead." A woman says, "I've never seen anything like it. She was flying." A teenage boy says, "I got it on video, the whole thing." The footage switches. Now it's the teenage boy's phone video. Shaky but clear. You can see the white Range Rover approaching. Fast. Too fast. You can see the kids crossing. You can see Emma in the middle of the road, frozen. You can see Patricia running, her body moving between the car and the child. The Range Rover swerving slightly but not stopping, not even slowing down, just zooming past. The video captures the sound too. The engine roaring. Kids screaming. Patricia yelling, "Get back, get back." Then silence, just crying. The screen goes dark. The courtroom is dead quiet. Several people are crying now. Not just Patricia. Other people too. Parents who drove their kids to school this morning. People who work with children. People who understand how close this was to being a tragedy. Judge Caprio looks at Sienna. "Ms. Blackwell, you just watched that video. Do you have anything to say?" The video makes it look worse than it was. How? Angles. Perspective. Whatever. You don't think that video accurately represents what happened? I think it's dramatic. Judge Caprio nods slowly. Okay, let's look at more evidence. This is footage from the school bus camera. It's mounted above the driver's seat. It records everything outside the front of the bus. The screen lights up again. This footage is clearer. High definition. Time-stamped. September 18th, 7:14:53 a.m. You see the kids starting to cross. Patricia's hand is on the door lever, ready to close it once they're all across. The morning sun is bright. It's a beautiful day. Then the white Range Rover appears. The camera catches everything. The speed. The recklessness. How close it comes. You can see Emma's face. The terror in her eyes. The moment she freezes. You can see Patricia moving. Fast. Faster than you think a 53-year-old woman could move. She grabs Emma with one arm. Uses her body as a shield. The Range Rover passes. You can see Patricia's uniform ripple from the wind. The video has audio too. Emma's scream. Patricia's grunt of effort. Other kids yelling, "Watch out." Then Patricia on the ground. Emma in her arms. Both of them alive. Barely. The screen goes dark again. Judge Caprio lets the silence sit for a moment. That video is from 67 feet away. The bus camera has a wide-angle lens. It captured everything. There's no editing, no manipulation, no exaggeration. That's what happened. Sienna says nothing. "Ms. Blackwell, do you still think this is blown out of proportion?" "I think." She stops, starts again. "Look, I get it. It looks bad, but I didn't mean to almost hit anyone." "But you did almost hit them." "But I didn't mean to. You were going 53 miles per hour. I didn't realize how fast I was going. You passed a stopped school bus. I didn't see the stop sign. The stop sign is 2 feet wide. It's bright red. It has lights on it. I was distracted." "By what?" Sienna hesitates. "My phone." The courtroom reacts again. Groans. Someone says, "Of course." Judge Caprio writes this down. "You were looking at your phone while driving through a school zone?" "I was changing a song." "On your phone?" "Yes. While driving 53 miles per hour?" "I guess." "Past a stopped school bus?" "I didn't see it." "Because you were on your phone?" "Yes." Judge Caprio sets down his pen. "Ms. Blackwell, do you understand that what you just admitted to is distracted driving? which is also illegal. Sienna's eyes widen. Wait, I take it back. You can't take it back. You just said it in open court, on record. I was confused. I didn't mean that. Which part didn't you mean? The part about being on your phone? Or the part about going 53 miles per hour? Sienna looks at her lawyer. Help me. Robert Chin stands. Your Honor, my client is confused and overwhelmed. Your client is digging herself deeper with every word. I suggest you advise her to stop talking. Your Honor, I've tried. She won't listen. Judge Caprio looks at Sienna. Is that true? Your lawyer told you to stop talking and you ignored him? He worries too much. He's trying to protect you. I don't need protection. I haven't done anything wrong. And there it is. After all this, after the video evidence, after admitting to distracted driving, after almost killing 8 children, she still doesn't think she did anything wrong. Judge Caprio takes off his glasses. He rubs his eyes. He's tired, not physically. Spiritually, he's tired of entitled people who think the rules don't apply to them. Ms. Blackwell, I need to ask you something, and I want you to think very carefully before you answer. Okay. Do you think you're above the law? Sienna laughs. Actually laughs. Above the law? That's dramatic. It's a simple question. Do you think the laws that apply to everyone else also apply to you? Technically, yes, but what? But some people had advantages. That's just life. What kind of advantages? Connections, money, family. And you have those advantages? Obviously. And you think those advantages should protect you from consequences? I think they do protect me from consequences, whether they should or not. Judge Caprio leans forward. What makes you think that? And then Sienna says it, the words that will change everything. Because Grandpa will pardon me before you finish that sentence. The courtroom explodes. Everyone starts talking at once. Officer Reed shouts for order, but nobody listens. People are standing, pointing, yelling. A woman near the front says, "Did she just say that?" A man says she's threatening the judge. Patricia Gomez covers her mouth with both hands. Her whole body shakes. Robert Chin drops his head into his hands. His career is over. He knows it. Representing the governor's granddaughter who just threatened the judge with a pardon, he's done. Judge Caprio doesn't move. He just stares at Sienna. 10 seconds pass. 20. 30. Finally, he speaks. His voice is very quiet, very controlled. Ms. Blackwell, did you just tell me that the governor will pardon you? Sienna realizes her mistake, but it's too late. I didn't mean. Did you or did you not just say that your grandfather will pardon you? I was joking. It didn't sound like a joke. Well, it was. So you don't believe the governor will pardon you? Hi. She's trapped. If she says no, she's admitting she lied. If she says yes, she's admitting to expecting special treatment. I don't know. You don't know if your grandfather will pardon you? I guess not. But you said he would. I said a lot of things. Judge Caprio picks up his phone, the phone on his desk, the official court phone. He presses a button. It rings. Once, twice. A voice answers. Clerk's office. This is Judge Caprio. I need you to connect me with the U.S. Attorney's office immediately. Sienna's face goes white. What are you doing? I'm making a call? Why? Because what you just described is a federal crime. The courtroom goes silent, dead silent. You could hear a pin drop. Sienna's voice is small now. What do you mean? Expecting or attempting to receive a pardon in exchange for criminal conduct is a federal offense. It's called abuse of power. It's also attempted obstruction of justice. I didn't do that. You just told me your grandfather would pardon you. I was kidding. And if you weren't kidding, if you have reason to believe the governor would actually pardon you, that's conspiracy. No. This isn't what I meant. The clerk's voice comes through the phone. Judge Caprio, I have Assistant U.S. Attorney Michelle Torres on the line. Put her through. Wait, Sienna shouts. I take it back. I was joking, please. Judge Caprio holds up one finger, telling her to wait. Ms. Torres? This is Judge Frank Caprio in Providence Municipal Court. I'm in the middle of a case that I believe requires federal attention. Michelle Torres' voice is professional. What's the nature of the case, Your Honor? The defendant is Sienna Blackwell, granddaughter of Governor Richard Blackwell. She's here on charges of reckless driving, failing to stop for a school bus, and endangering the welfare of children. In open court, she just stated that her grandfather will pardon her. There's a pause. She said that in court? On the record? Yes, we have a court reporter. Everything is documented. And did she indicate any prior conversation with the governor about this? Judge Caprio looks at Sienna. Ms. Blackwell, have you discussed a potential pardon with your grandfather? No. Have you discussed this case with him at all beyond the text messages we already reviewed? Aye. She's crying now? Real tears. I talked to him once. On the phone. But we didn't talk about pardons. What did you talk about? He just said to get a lawyer and not to worry. That everything would work out. Did he say how it would work out? No. Did he imply he would use his influence? He say. She stops. What did he say, Ms. Blackwell? He said I shouldn't stress because he knows people. Judge Caprio speaks into the phone. Ms. Torres, are you hearing this? Every word, Your Honor. I'd like to request that you hold the defendant in your courtroom. I'm sending federal agents now. This needs to be investigated. Understood. Judge Caprio hangs up. He looks at Sienna. She's stopping now. Mascara running down her face. The perfect hair falling out of place. Ms. Blackwell, at this time I'm suspending the state proceedings. This matter is now under federal investigation. You are ordered to remain in this courtroom until federal agents arrive. You can't do this. I just did. This is illegal. No, Ms. Blackwell. What's illegal is using political influence to evade justice. What's illegal is expecting special treatment because of who your family is. What's illegal is threatening a judge with a pardon. I didn't threaten you. You absolutely did. Sienna turns to her lawyer. Do something. Robert Chen stands slowly. Your Honor, I request a 15-minute recess to consult with my client. Denied. Sit down. Your Honor, please. Mr. Chen, your client just implicated herself in a federal crime. And possibly implicated the governor. I'm not giving her time to call anyone or coordinate stories. She stays in this courtroom until the federal agents arrive. You can sit with her if you want. Then nobody leaves. Robert sits. He looks at Sienna. Stop talking, right now. Don't say another word. But Sienna can't stop. She's panicking. This is insane. You're ruining my life. Judge Caprio's face is stone. Ms. Blackwell, you almost killed 8 children. You showed no remorse. You tried to use your family's influence to escape consequences. You threatened this court with a pardon. You ruined your own life. I'm just making sure you face the consequences. I'm sorry, okay. Now you're sorry? After everything? Yes, I'm sorry. I didn't mean any of it. You didn't mean to drive 53 in a school zone. No, I mean yes. I mean, she's hyperventilating. I don't know what I mean. Patricia Gomez watches this. She's not crying anymore. She looks tired, but also something else. Vindicated, like she's watching justice finally happen. 15 minutes pass. The courtroom stays silent. Nobody leaves. Sienna sits at the defendant's table, her head in her hands. Robert Chen makes notes on a legal pad. His hand shakes. The courtroom doors open. 2 people walk in, a man and a woman, both wearing FBI windbreakers. The man is tall. African American, probably 40. The woman is shorter. Asian American, maybe 35. They both look serious. Your Honor, the man says, I'm Special Agent Marcus Johnson. This is Special Agent Linda Park. We're here to take custody of Sienna Blackwell. Judge Caprio nods. She's right here. Sienna looks up. Her eyes are red and swollen. You're not arresting me. Ms. Blackwell, Agent Johnson says, please stand up. No. Stand up, please. You can't make me. Agent Park moves forward. Her hand rests on her handcuffs. Ms. Blackwell, you can stand up voluntarily, or we can make you stand up. Your choice. Sienna stands. Her legs are shaking. Turn around. Hands behind your back. You're not seriously arresting me. Yes, we are. For what? Agent Johnson speaks. At this time, you're being detained for questioning regarding potential federal crimes, including attempted obstruction of justice, conspiracy to obstruct justice, and soliciting abuse of power. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you. Do you understand these rights? Sienna's whole body is shaking now. This isn't happening. Do you understand these rights? I want my lawyer. Mr. Chen is your state attorney. You'll need a federal criminal defense attorney. Do you understand your rights as I've explained them? Yes, she whispers. The handcuffs click shut around her wrists. The sound echoes through the courtroom. It's final. Real. Sienna Blackwell is in handcuffs. The governor's granddaughter is under arrest. People in the gallery are recording on their phones. This will be everywhere in an hour. Every news station. Every social media platform. Governor Blackwell's granddaughter arrested in federal court. Agent Park turns to Judge Caprio. Your Honor, thank you for your assistance. We'll take it from here. One moment, Judge Caprio says. He looks at Sienna. Ms. Blackwell, I want you to understand something. I've been a judge for 43 years. I've seen thousands of cases. I've sentenced murderers, drug dealers, thieves, people who did terrible things. He pauses. But very few people have stood in my courtroom and shown the level of entitlement you've shown today. Very few people have been so disrespectful to victims, so dismissive of consequences, so certain that they're above the law. Sienna looks at the floor. You almost killed 8 children. 8. If Ms. Gomez hadn't been there, hadn't acted with incredible courage and speed, those children would be dead. Dead. Their families would be planning funerals right now. Their classrooms would have empty desks. Their homes would be silent. He leans forward. And you came into my courtroom in your designer clothes with your expensive jewelry and your entitled attitude and acted like this was an inconvenience, like their lives don't matter, like rules are for other people. Judge Caprio's voice gets quieter, but somehow stronger. Let me tell you something, Ms. Blackwell. You're not special. Your grandfather's position does not make you special. Your money does not make you special. In the eyes of the law, you are exactly the same as every person in this room. No more, no less. Sienna is crying silently now. And when you threatened this court with a pardon, when you thought your family's power would protect you, that's when you crossed from just being a reckless driver into being someone who threatens the very foundation of justice. Because if people like you can commit crimes and use influence to escape consequences, then what's the point of having laws at all? He sits back. Federal agents will investigate you. They'll investigate whether your grandfather made any promises, whether he tried to interfere. If they find evidence of that, they'll face consequences too, because nobody, and I mean nobody, is above the law. The agents lead Sienna toward the door. She looks back once, at Patricia, at Judge Caprio, at the courtroom full of people staring at her. I'm sorry, she whispers. Judge Caprio doesn't respond. The door's close behind her. The courtroom stays quiet for a moment. Then Judge Caprio speaks. Ms. Gomez, please approach. Patricia stands. She walks slowly to the front. She's still shaking but standing tall. Ms. Gomez, what you did on September 18th was heroic. You put your body between a 2-ton vehicle and a child. You saved her life. Possibly saved all those children's lives. That takes incredible courage. Patricia nods. Thank you, Your Honor. I want you to know that this court sees you. We see your sacrifice. We see your dedication. 28 years of driving children safely to school. That matters, you matter. Tears roll down Patricia's face again. But these are different tears. The state will be following up regarding compensation for your trauma. You may also have a civil case against Ms. Blackwell. I encourage you to consult with an attorney about that. But for now, from this court, from me personally, thank you. You're a hero. Patricia can't speak. She just nods. Judge Caprio looks at the courtroom. We're adjourned. Everyone stands as he leaves. The bailiff says all rise. But people are already standing. As Patricia walks out, people stop her. Strangers, they shake her hand. They hug her. They tell her she's amazing. Someone hands her a business card. A lawyer offering to take her civil case for free. Outside, news vans are already pulling up. Someone tipped them off. Maybe someone in the courtroom. Maybe someone at the FBI office. Doesn't matter. They're here. Patricia walks past them. She doesn't want to talk to reporters. She just wants to get back to work. She has an afternoon route to drive. 43 kids are waiting for her. 1 week later, the news breaks. Federal prosecutors have charged Sienna Blackwell with 3 federal crimes: attempted obstruction of justice, conspiracy to obstruct justice, and soliciting abuse of power. They'd also announced they're investigating Governor Blackwell. Phone records show that Sienna called her grandfather 17 times in the 6 weeks between her arrest and her court appearance. They talked for hours. Prosecutors have the call logs. They're working on getting recordings. They also have text messages. Not just the 3 that were already evidence. They have dozens more. Messages where Sienna begs her grandfather to help. Messages where he tells her to stay calm and trust the process. Messages that could be interpreted as promising to make it go away. Governor Blackwell holds a press conference. He looks older, tired. He says he never promised to pardon his granddaughter. He says he just tried to comfort her. He says he's cooperating with federal investigators. 2 days later, he announces he's dropping out of the re-election race for personal and family reasons. 3 weeks after that, Sienna takes a plea deal. She pleads guilty to attempted obstruction of justice. The other charges are dropped. Her sentence: 5 years probation, 500 hours of community service, a $50,000 fine. And she has to give a speech at 10 different high schools about reckless driving and privilege. She also has to personally apologize to Patricia Gomez. In person, on camera. The apology will be shown in driver's education classes across the state. The day she gives the apology, Patricia agrees to meet her. They sit in a small room at the federal courthouse. Just the 2 of them. And the cameras. Sienna looks different. She's wearing jeans, a plain gray sweater. No jewelry except small silver earrings. Her hair is in a simple ponytail. No makeup. She looks younger, more vulnerable. "Ms. Gomez," she starts. Her voice is quiet. "I don't know how to say this right. My lawyer helped me write a speech, but I'm not going to read it. Because I need to just talk to you, person to person." Patricia says nothing, just listens. "What I did was unforgivable. I was driving recklessly. I was on my phone. I wasn't paying attention. I passed your bus. I almost hit those kids. I almost hit you. And then I made it worse by acting like it didn't matter." Sienna's voice breaks. "I watched the video of you running into the street, grabbing Emma, using your body to protect her. You could have died. You could have been hit by my car, and you didn't hesitate. You just ran." She wipes her eyes. "I've never done anything brave in my life. I've never put anyone else first. I've always thought I was special because of my family and my money. But watching you, seeing what real courage looks like, I realize I'm nothing. I'm nobody. I'm just a spoiled girl who almost killed people because I was too selfish to pay attention." Patricia's face is unreadable. "I know you probably hate me. I hate me. I look at myself in the mirror and I don't recognize who I became. The person who said those things in court? Who thought money could fix everything? Who threatened the judge? That's a monster." Sienna takes a deep breath. "I can't undo what I did. I can't take back those words. I can't give you back the peace of mind you lost. I can't fix Emma's nightmares. All I can do is say I'm sorry. And I know that's not enough. It'll never be enough. But I'm saying it anyway. I'm so sorry." Silence. Long silence. Then Patricia speaks. "Do you know what I think about every morning when I start my route?" Sienna shakes her head. "I think about all the ways kids can get hurt. Cars, other buses, weather, their own mistakes. My job is to keep them safe. For 7 hours a day, those kids are my responsibility. Their parents trust me. The school trusts me. The kids trust me." She pauses, and I take that seriously. Not because I'm a hero, because it's my job, because those are real children with real lives. Patricia leans forward. "You didn't see them as real. That's the problem. They were just obstacles in your way. Inconveniences. Things that made you late for your hair appointment. Sienna flinches but doesn't look away. I don't know if you're really sorry or if you're just sorry you got caught, but I hope you learned something from this. I hope you understand that other people matter, that their lives have value, that you're not the center of the universe. I do understand, Sienna whispers. I promise I do. Time will tell. Your community service starts next week, right? Yes, ma'am. Where are you serving? At Providence Elementary, as a crossing guard. Patricia almost smiles. Almost. That's fitting. I asked for it. I wanted to do the thing I almost destroyed. Good. Do it well. Show up on time. Pay attention. Keep kids safe. That's how you make this right. Not with words, with actions. Yes, ma'am. Patricia stands. I'm not ready to forgive you. Maybe someday, but not today. I understand. But I hope you become better. I hope you learn. I hope 5 years from now you're a different person. I will be, I promise. Patricia leaves. Sienna sits alone in the room, crying, but maybe learning. 6 months pass. Sienna completes half her community service hours. Every morning she stands at the corner of Broad Street and Elmwood Avenue, right where she almost hit those kids. She wears an orange vest. She holds a stop sign. She helps children cross the street. At first, parents recognize her. They glare. They pull their kids closer. They don't trust her. Can't blame them. But she keeps showing up. On time. Every day. Rain or shine. She learns the kids' names. She high-fives them. She makes sure they look both ways. She takes her job seriously. One morning, Emma shows up with her mom. Emma is the little girl Patricia saved. She's 8 now. Still nervous around cars. Still has nightmares sometimes. Emma sees Sienna. She freezes. Her mom holds her hand tight. Sienna kneels down. Gets on Emma's level. Hi. My name is Sienna. I'm the crossing guard. My job is to keep you safe. Emma stares at her. I know you're scared of cars. That makes sense. Cars can be scary, but I promise I won't let any car come close to you while you cross. Okay? Emma nods slowly. Do you want to help me? I could use an assistant. Emma looks at her mom. Her mom nods. Emma takes Sienna's hand. Together they walk to the middle of the street. Sienna holds up her stop sign. Cars stop. Emma and her mom cross safely. Emma smiles, small but real. It's not forgiveness. Not yet, but it's a start. 1 year later, Sienna finishes all 500 hours. She's completed her community service. She's given her speeches at 10 high schools. She's paid her fine. She's met all the terms of her probation. Judge Frank Caprio holds a final hearing, just to close out the case officially. Sienna appears with her lawyer. She's different now. Anyone can see it. The way she stands, the way she speaks, the way she looks people in the eye. Ms. Blackwell, Judge Caprio says, tell me what you've learned. I've learned that I was wrong about everything, about who I am, about what matters, about how the world works. Be specific. I thought money and connections made me special, but they don't. They're just circumstances I was born into. They don't make me better than anyone else. They actually gave me a responsibility I didn't understand. The responsibility to use those advantages to help people, not to escape consequences. She continues. I've learned that real strength is what Ms. Gomez showed. Putting someone else first. Being brave when it matters. Doing your job with dignity even when nobody's watching. What else? I've learned that words have power. That saying I'm sorry means nothing if you don't change. That respect isn't something you demand. It's something you earn. Judge Caprio nods. Your community service supervisor sent me reports. Every week for a year. Do you know what they say? No, Your Honor. They say you showed up early every single day. They say you learned every child's name. They say you stayed late when it rained to make sure everyone got across safely. They say you volunteered for extra shifts. They say you became someone those kids trust. Sienna's eyes well up. Those kids taught me more than I taught them. How so? They don't care who my grandfather is. They don't care what I'm wearing. They just care that I'm there for them, that I see them, that I keep them safe. That's what matters. Judge Caprio leans back. Ms. Blackwell, when you first appeared in my courtroom, I thought you were one of the most entitled people I'd ever seen. I thought you'd never change. I thought you'd do your community service begrudgingly and learn nothing. Sienna nods. I don't blame you. But I was wrong. You did change. You did learn. You became the person you should have been all along. Thank you, Your Honor. Don't thank me. Thank Ms. Gomez. Thank those kids. Thank everyone who gave you a second chance when you didn't deserve it. I will. Your probation is terminated. Your case is closed. You're free to go. Sienna stands. Your Honor, can I say one more thing? Go ahead. You were right. About everything. When you said I wasn't special. When you said nobody is above the law. When you said I almost destroyed lives. You were right. And I needed to hear it. Even though it hurt. Especially because it hurt. Judge Caprio nods. Good luck, Ms. Blackwell. Thank you, Your Honor. She leaves the courtroom. Outside, Patricia Gomez is waiting. Sienna didn't know she'd be there. Ms. Gomez, Sienna says, surprised. I heard your hearing was today. I wanted to be here. Thank you for coming. I read the reports, too, about your community service. I tried to do it right. You did more than right. You did it well. They stand there for a moment. Not quite friends, but not enemies either. Something in between. I'm not going to say we're good, Patricia says, because what you did still haunts me, still haunts Emma. But I see that you're trying, and that counts for something. It's all I can do. Keep doing it. Keep being better. I will. Patricia starts to leave. Then she turns back. One more thing. Yes. Emma told me she wants to be a crossing guard when she grows up, because of you. Sienna's breath catches. Really? Really? You helped her see that the person who scared her could also be the person who protects her. That's powerful. Patricia walks away. Sienna stands alone on the courthouse steps. The sun is setting. The air is cool. She takes a deep breath. She's not the same person who walked into that courtroom 15 months ago. That person was arrogant, entitled, selfish, cruel. This person is different. Not perfect. Not a hero. Just someone who learned a hard lesson and is trying to be better. Sometimes that's enough. Sometimes that's everything. 3 years later, Sienna Blackwell graduates with a degree in education. She becomes a teacher. Elementary school. She teaches 3rd grade. Kids who are 7 and 8 years old. Kids who need help crossing streets and learning and growing. She's good at it. Patient. Kind. Firm when needed. She remembers what it feels like to be entitled. To think you're special. She makes sure her students understand that everyone matters. Everyone has value. On the first day of every school year, she tells her class a story about a time she made a terrible mistake, about how she'd almost hurt people, about how a brave bus driver saved lives, about how a wise judge taught her about justice. She doesn't tell them it was her, not at first. She waits until the end of the year. Then she reveals it. Shows them the news articles, the court footage, everything. That was me, she says. I was the bad guy in that story, but I learned. I changed. And now I'm here, teaching you. Hoping you'll learn from my mistakes. The kids are shocked, then curious, then thoughtful. Can anyone change? One girl asks. Yes, Sienna says, but only if they want to. Only if they do the work. Only if they listen when people tell them hard truths. She thinks about Judge Caprio often, about his words, about his wisdom, about how he saw through her facade and called her out. She thinks about Patricia, about her bravery, about her grace, about her willingness to see Sienna's growth even when it hurt. She thinks about Emma, about that little girl's nightmares, about how trauma lingers, about responsibility. And she does better. Every day, with every student, with every decision. Because that's what justice looks like. Not just punishment, not just revenge, but transformation, learning, growth, becoming better than you were. Money can buy many things. Fancy cars, designer clothes, expensive lawyers, but it cannot buy back time. It cannot undo harm. It cannot purchase respect. And in Judge Frank Caprio's courtroom, it definitely cannot buy justice. Justice is earned by listening, by learning, by changing, by putting in the work, by showing up, by being better. Sienna Blackwell learned it the hard way, but she learned it, and that's what matters.